So basket one, the Buddha way, those are poets whose poetic work, or at least some of their poems, aligns itself quite explicitly with Buddhist themes. Most of them have Buddhist practices. By Cascadian Zen, of course, we mean just any intentional practice of being here. It does not mean it has to be necessarily any kind of Buddhist practice, but it includes Buddhist practices under Zen. And so you see those sorts of things in the first basket. And then the second basket, empty bowl, that's a reference to the press founded in the 1970s with a bioregional mission here in Washington. Empty bowl, it's gone through several editorships. These are poets in that region. They all know each other. They all know the press. Most of them have published in Empty Bowl Press, but even if they haven't, they were aware of it and sympathetic to its general sense of things. And so we just used Empty Bowl to name a kind of specific region of poetic tradition and sensibility. Basket three, original mind. So this is going to Barbara's beginner's mind. Of course, there's a Zen beginner's mind, but there's just the primal mind or the primitive mind, denigrated in classical anthropology as an infantile mind. But of course, we realized that that was a very infantile thing, a very infantile discipline. Primal mind is the original mind's wisdom and sense of its powers. And so these pieces are loosely grouped in that sense of the powers of thinking. Borders without binaries, this is part of our general mapping idea. Yeah, you can speak of limits or borders, but a binary would be A stops here and B begins there. So to render them porous, to wiggle free from all of these colonial mapping techniques, and to rethink space beyond mapping borders. Again, these are all somewhat loose, kind of in that cluster of mind world concerns. Basket five is Wilson's Bowl, which is a specific item just to the north of here. And this is kind of a self-contained unit that Paul and Adelia put together around this particular, I guess it's kind of a stone in kind of carving where they would make food, but it's also has a kind of very ritualistic space, and it's got a huge iconography and kind of poetic sensibility and history around it. Then basket six, Barbara Johns, that's you. We abutted it with that poem that from Paul's much larger work that you and Stephen said you liked, and so that's got a little excerpt from that, and then it's your essay. So you have your own basket. And then the final basket, basket seven, storm clouds. We don't want to say like, wow, it's all Zen, it's all peaceful, peaceable kingdom. The lion lies down with the lamb. That's not. This is also a region with its scars, its painful history, its unfinished business, its trauma. And also these things are not just things in the past that we're acknowledging, but they're also an imaginable troubled future. So gathering storm clouds, these are going to be the things that we have to deal with. And then the final section is not so much a basket, but a postface. That's David McCloskey, who did the map. He wrote two pieces for us, both very interesting, and they're just kind of bioregional manifestos from the great map maker himself.